Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world and whenever you are tuning into this video. My name is James Porcelli.
I'm Brian Thomas.
And welcome to another very special edition of the Ruthless Talk podcast. This is episode number 10. We're at double digits with season number 9, episode number 10 of season number 9 of the Ruthless Talk podcast. We got WrestleDream, AEW WrestleDream from last week to talk about, and a little bit about some AEW Dynamite that happened this past Wednesday. We got WWE and using artificial intelligence with their storylines. Oh boy, we're going to talk a little bit about we're going to talk a little bit about that and how that might be the final nail in the coffin as far as WWE is concerned. But we're going to get into that. A little bit about Cody Rhodes and this heel turn that everybody has been clamoring for him to do for the longest of time. And after what happened last week on SmackDown, it's kind of up in the air that he could possibly turn. And I got a lot of words to say about that as well. Maybe not so nice things, but still a lots to talk about in this show. Let's dive into this episode, man. There's no time to waste. Let's get into some AEW WrestleDream. So I do have the match card in front of me. Brian, anything as far as pros, cons, any takeaways that you got about AEW WrestleDream as well as Dynamite that happened this past Wednesday, man? The floor is yours.
I'll kind of combine the two a little bit because I saw more of Dynamite than I did of WrestleDream, but I did, catch the main highlights and, I know the gist of what's going on, but, and man, I don't even give a shit at this point, dude. If the internet world, you can call me a fanboy, you can call me whatever, but what AEW is doing right now compared to what WWE is doing, I don't care if the numbers aren't there right now, and fuck, maybe they never do get there, who knows? But what they're doing creatively, it's blowing WWE out the water, man. Well, I'll close with him but just up and down the card. I'll start with Statlander. Okay, you're champion. We had talked about that our last episode where it really didn't make sense if Tony Storm would have won this, title back. You have to you put it on Statlander. So what are you doing with her? And even from this past Dynamite, man, which is the way I think you got it. If it's something that's gonna last, it has, or more times than not, it's gonna have to be a slow build, a slow burn, baby steps, incremental, and that's what I see her doing, man. I'll go to from the match. I didn't see the entire match, so I don't know if there was. I don't know how the entirety of the match looked, but I will. Knowing who Statlander and Storm are, I have no hesitation to say they had a great to fantastic match. But then going into this week on Dynamite, when you had Statlander, MMA, and even Harley Cameron, which I mentioned a few times. That segment was great. It was great because it tied into Mercedes interrupting Statlander the Saturday before.
Yeah.
And just the way it was done with Harley Cameron. And even though and this might have just been me, because I usually do, I'm paying attention. I can most of the time predict what's going to happen. But I had totally forgot that Statlander had that little backstage, interview previously. Yeah. So when Mercedes comes out there, I'm just expecting her to beat down Harley. I totally forgot I was like, oh shit, that's right. Statlander said she was gonna, she'd be there or whatever. Beautiful. It was, and then Mercedes afterwards, all of it, man. I thought it was great. You get into something where you're coming back around to FTR and the Young Bucks. I don't know if you saw that, where Jurassic Express is going to team with who is it? Who are they teaming with? I can't remember now who it is, but
I don't remember either. Oh, is it Jet Speed?
Yes, Jet Speed.
Okay, Jet Speed. Yeah.
So they'll be taking on the Bucks and FTR, which that history in and of itself with FTR and the Bucks, if we're revisiting that a little bit, I'm cool with that. Jurassic Express, man, if I got a minute here, I hope they can get there. And I'm gonna throw out a tag team that it's in a different way, but the New Age Outlaws, like I wouldn't say the New Age Outlaws were, they're not one of the greatest tag teams ever as far as in-ring ability, whatever. They were in the Attitude Era. They captured a moment, right? They had the catchphrase and everybody fucking sang along, and they won titles. I don't know how many, world title reigns they had, but I'm sure it was probably at least half a dozen during that time or so. I see Jurassic Express that could get in like a space kind of like that, where like, because I don't know how far are you really going to take a gimmick that's a dinosaur, right? I mean, I love it. It's cool with Jurassic Express and Jack Perry. That's cool. That works.
Yeah.
But how far can you go with it?
Mm-hmm.
But this thing with they just beat the Bucks and where they're going. I don't know, man. I if done right, they could be one of they're going to be a tag team you remember for the right reasons. You might not say they're the greatest or they had the most world title reigns or whatever, but they're going to deliver for what's needed and you're going to remember them. And that at the end of the day, what more can you ask for? And I do still see. I mean, Jack Perry. I said it a couple weeks ago, man. If he can. Again, he's still a young dude, man. I mean, wrestlers in general, they're not going to hit their peaks in their prime till their early to mid 30s, man. When the mind catches up with the physical ability, and if he can put it all together, man, watch out in a decade from now. Again, maybe not somebody that can ever, again, because of his size, he might not ever be the face or the world champion for long or whatever, but. Kid's got value, man. Legit. I don't even know where else I could. Even we had talked about the Conglomerate, right? We mentioned them a couple weeks ago. And again, I know this is a little gimmick and how long it'll last, who knows? But I don't know if you saw that little, the vignette, their intro now, that like the Friends ripoff that they did. I thought that was pretty cool, man. I mean, it's because like, that's the whole thing with the conglomerate. I mean, it's the conglomerate. It is. I mean, it kind of means it. Yeah, it's just a mashup of what the fuck ever. But let's try to have some type of identity and vision for them. Going somewhere. So maybe that's part of it. And then I'll close out. And I'm sure I'm missing a couple things. Samoa Joe and Hangman. I could go on about that, but I do like the direction it's headed. If you saw the promo that Samoa Joe cut on Wednesday, god damn. I mean, that was fucking fire, man. Like, Samoa Joe, that's, yes, heel Samoa Joe. Absolutely. And even Hangman playing the ultimate babyface. He's really grown into that role, man. You got to hand it to him with the feuds and the matches and his gimmick and his evolution over the past 2.5 years. Dude's put in the work, man. And then I'll get to, I guess, I don't know. James, you'll probably have to tell me what everybody's up in arms about. John Moxley and Darby Allin, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'll say this for Darby Allin too, because he also cut a promo a couple of nights ago on Dynamite. I've had my comments about Darby, and I mean them. I mean them because I do hope the guy stays healthy, long term.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you heard that promo, and look, the guy climbed successfully Mount Everest. People die doing that. That's people's bodies are up there and will remain there forever. To accomplish something like that. And then we talk about all this, flips and dives and all, dangerous shit he does. And because he said, I will die for this. I believe him. I fucking believe him. And on the one hand, that's what I love about him. And on the other hand, it's that fan and just the human side of me of understanding that, hey, he's his own man and he's going to do what he wants to do when this is his passion. And if we all are honest with ourselves, wouldn't you want to kind of maybe go out doing what you love or, kind of, compared to how we do go out? So I just say all that and just be well, Darby. Much love, much respect, absolutely. And just be well because you're definitely going to go for it, and there's nobody that's going to stop you. That's clear. And then let me close with this, and then I'll send it off to you. I'm not even gonna pretend like I care or I'm gonna make qualifications anymore about it. To me, the GOAT in professional wrestling, it's fucking Sting. I know there's different ways you can, it's the title reigns or a technical wrestler or could he go on the mic or, all different ways to break it down. The best professional wrestler I have ever seen in my lifetime, I have ever read about, I have ever whatever. Both for what he has done in the ring, for all those qualities that make a professional wrestler, for what he has done for wrestling as a whole in the business, and for what he has done for the men and the women in the locker room of whose names we'll never know. That man is the greatest of all time. And the way he has his run, his entirety of his run in AEW, that is how you treat a legend that has earned every bit of that. It ain't deserving. It ain't, he's kissing ass. He has earned everything that has come his way, bar none. So man, that was so awesome. Like, I was definitely not expecting to see Sting, in that moment, I thought he was kind of done and gone. And this is Darby's kind of torch to carry a little bit, so to speak. But man, anytime wrestling fans, kids that you don't know who Sting is, man, fucking go back and watch. And anytime you see him pop up on your TV or live in attendance, appreciate that, man. Because there will be a last time, appreciate when you see it, man. Thank you, Sting.
Yeah, no, very, very, very well said. So yes, I was able to catch most of this pay-per-view. There's one match in particular that I'll mention later on that I didn't really get to see really much of, to be quite honest. But I mean, I'll start from the very top of the show, and like I said, I'll get into Mox and Darby and that I Quit match. And if you guys know, I already made a video about it already. I'm gonna at least expand on that a little bit, but I'll start from the top of the show. You had Tekla and Jamie Hayter. I mean, a fun little match to start off the show. Is that the match that I would have personally have started the night off with this pay-per-view? Not really. But it did what it needed to do. There was a little interaction with Tekla and the wife of Luthez that was at ringside that I thought was kind of interesting. That was at least one of
Shout out to Luthez.
Yeah, shout out to Luthez. So definitely that was one part from this whole exchange that I'll definitely remember as far as the matchup itself. The matchup was damn solid. I mean, they both of these ladies did what they needed to do. As Jamie Hayter picks up the W over over Tekla. Now, this next match, you have, Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks. Again, I love what the Young Bucks are doing. If you watch their entrance, they had, once again, the productive team are just, they're sticking it to the Bucks because they're no longer EVPs. They came out with like their account balance, and it's like it's all of their expenses, and it comes out to like $32.17. And legit, like the title
sounds like me, man.
It's the title of their name legit says the $32.17 bucks. It's fantastic, dude. It's really good stuff, man. It's really good. Listen, I know people, for some odd reason, we like to shit all over the Bucks, and there was a time to where it was justifiably so, to be quite honest with you. But what they're doing with this gimmick is it started when they started this whole EVP shtick from the very beginning. Like, just tap into that. Just tap into the fact that you're EVPs, that you're somewhat running the company, that you're one of the head honchos, and just tap into it. And now this is like the next layer of like they're down on their luck. They're going to casinos, and freaking Nick Jackson is losing all of their freaking money, and they're desperately going to Tony Khan's door to get another match that's worth $500K. I think it's just really good stuff, man. I mean, Jurassic Express just reformed, so obviously they had to pick up the W. Kenny Omega is inserted into all of this, which I don't know how to feel about that yet. I still need to see really where it goes. It's going to be interesting because I don't know, with Kenny Omega recently, I haven't really cared as much as far as what he's been doing lately, as far as Kenny Omega. He had that incident again with the Bucks when he was taken out on a stretcher because, of course, his real life condition is, if you guys know,
Yeah.
But ever since then, man, it's just like there's been a lot of inconsistencies with Kenny Omega's booking. And there really just hasn't been much to care. He's been in a lot of run-ins with the Don Callis family that just really hasn't been that interesting, if I'm being honest with you. But I mean, we'll see where it goes as far as this whole Jurassic Express thing. But Jurassic Express picked up the W. The Young Bucks, I mean, they're the Young Bucks. They're taking this loss. They have this gimmick that people are really starting to like more and more as far as this whole shtick. So no, honestly, or I'm not concerned with that decision at all. So then we go into the Hurt Syndicate and the Demand, or you can say Ricochet and Gates of Agony, right? So who was it? It was Hurt Syndicate that picks up the W. And again, which is what I expect, because they just took a loss just this past Dynamite. I think it was the Go Home show going into WrestleDream. I'm not a fan of them just taking the loss from Wednesday just for them to pick up another victory at the pay-per-view. I just think that if you were going to give them the victory, why did you have them lose on Wednesday?
Right.
So as far as, and as well, like, it was pretty much the same exact match that we just saw at AEW All Out, and now it's just in reverse order. It was a Tornado Trios match, and Hurt Syndicate picks up the W, and they got a Trios tag title match with the Ops, which I'll speak more about later. So the Hurt Syndicate, man, it's just like they're still badass, and they're still, portrayed as such. But as far as interest in what they're doing, I'll be honest with you, Brian, ever since the whole MJF storyline that they've kind of just been putting on the back burner, the Hurt Syndicate, as far as like storytelling, has been very inconsistent. Like they're doing this shtick with Ricochet, like, okay, like, and I mentioned this just from last episode, like, if you want to make this personal for Ricochet, like, make it personal. Like, matches between these two teams, it's like, that's not a story. You know what I'm saying? Like why is the Hurt Syndicate picking up a loss several days before this pay-per-view when they're picking up the W over? It's just 50-50 booking. So that is what I don't understand. But obviously, the Hurt Syndicate had to win this match. So, I mean, the right call was made there. And I think the next matchup was, I believe this was Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe. Now, this was the match that I didn't really see much of. I've seen them fight before, so I'm sure the matchup wasn't anything different as far as their previous matchups is concerned. But Kyle Fletcher winning is the right call. I mean, Mark Briscoe is doing his thing with the conglomeration, like you said earlier. Kyle Fletcher is in the shtick with the Don Callis family. You got Okada and Takeshita. I'm sorry, it's freaking Takeshita. I'm sorry. Shout out to MJF. I just have to freaking call Takeshita by that name. But Takeshita.
It's no disrespect because the guy, I think he's really he's good to be a star, but it's the MJF thing. I mean,
I'm sorry. Again, it just sticks, bro. It's like Takeshita, take a shit. Like, come on, man. It just sticks. I'm sorry. That's gonna be just freaking hovering over Takeshita. Just
MJF, pure gold.
You could thank MJF, but so yeah, man. I mean, Fletcher has this shtick with the Don Callis family, so you gotta. We just had a loss over Hangman Adam Page at All Out, so yeah, I mean, he has to keep this championship and continue this shtick with the Don Callis family. So I'm sure it was a decent match. Would I have cared for it, or was I caring about it going into it? Not really. But I want to get invested with Kyle Fletcher. A lot of people are very high on him and say that he's the next big thing. I do think he has a lot of talent. I just need to see a lot more that I'm still not seeing yet. Fair. So then we move on, and I believe this is the women's title match, and it is Toni Storm and Chris Statlander. Again, I was able to watch this match, and absolutely, this was a damn good matchup. And the right call was made. I mean, Chris Statlander just won this championship. I get it. We all like Toni Storm, but she just dropped this title. You mean to tell me that Toni Storm was going to win this match and beat Chris Statlander when Chris Statlander just wanted it all out? That's like legit training somebody to swim in the middle of the ocean, and you just take their life preserver away from them. That's what you would be doing to Chris Statlander. Like, good luck. There you go. It's like we give you this title, and now we're taking it back from you. Now you could sink or swim, right? Like, no, that's
only a couple hundred miles to shore.
Exactly. Yeah. So look, man, do I think that Chris Statlander should be the champion right now? To be honest with you, no. Do I think that she can be a world champion? Absolutely, with the right booking. But this was a face versus face match. I said it last week. I loved their opening segment to Dynamite. I just thought it was very different than the nostalgic and repetitive formulaic brawls that we usually see, not just again in WWE. It's not even a WWE thing. It's just a professional wrestling thing. And it was just a dynamic that it just what made sense, because you have a character like Toni Storm and the character transition that you have with Chris Statlander. I think Statlander is a bit reserved. I can see the talent that's in her. I'm not saying that there's no talent in the woman. Right. I think that she's just very, very reserved, because if you compare both Chris Statlander and Toni Storm, Toni Storm, like, she gives you like the it factor with this character. She gels in it. Like she is doing it. But with Chris Statlander, it's like, there's bits and pieces, and then she's very reserved. Like, I'm not seeing that amplification and that true it factor when she speaks. It's like I'm not truly believing in everything that she says. I think she'll get better, but as of present time right now, it's just hard for me to see that as of right now. But that's what, listen, they've made their bed and they got to lie in it. So Chris Statlander had to win this match, and that's exactly what she did. And then we move on. And I'm just going to go a few matches over here, but the World Heavyweight Championship match, and I'll get into Mercedes actually after that. So this World Championship match, AEW World Championship match, Hangman and Samoa Joe. Again, the matchup was fine, as I expect this was going to be, but was this going to just be like, Pee-wee football, to where we put on a good performance and then like, hey, good game, man. Like, hey, you're so good, man. We got to do this again sometime. Like, no, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, please, I swear, if Samoa Joe, out of all people, that we start to do mutual respect, I'm going to fucking lose it. But then it was like, and this may be a bad comparison, Brian, but because of the dynamic of this particular segment way back when versus this segment, at least for the people involved. The turn itself to where Samoa Joe, he raises up Hangman's hand in victory, and then all of a sudden just clotheslines the shit out of him. It was HBK Marty Jannetty like, to where, like, I'm not saying like as a team, like that, like take the team out of the discussion, the Rockers, but just the visual of just like, hey, like when Shawn Michaels raised Marty Jannetty's hand and then at the last second just super kicked the fuck out of him. That's kind of like that whole, shtick. It just gave off that certain vibe, right? Yeah. And it was done very well. And it makes sense, man, because if this is something that I'm sure that this is going to continue, like Samoa Joe needs to be the heel. Listen, Samoa Joe is great. Can he maybe pull off a babyface shtick? Sure, because it's Samoa Joe.
Oh, he could. No, it's not even. I mean, he has very well, but his heel is.
He is a natural fucking heel, is what I'm saying. Like Samoa Joe as the heel is 10 times more superior than him as a babyface. And that's not knocking him as a babyface, but him as a diabolical heel is just what's best for business. And it just makes the most sense to where you're going to uplift Hangman because there's a lot of people that are on injured reserve in this company. So you have a guy like Samoa Joe that's going to fill in those shoes, fill in that role as a heel for the time being, as obviously this is going to continue. And I just look at the visual when the Ops came out for their matchup against the Hurt Syndicate this past Wednesday. And you got Samoa Joe at the helm. And then you got, of course, the other two guys, Hobbs. And again, I keep forgetting the other dude's name. My apologies. But,
I know. Because he is more, kind of came from New Japan.
Yeah, but still, like, I look at that faction as a heel faction, and it just feels right. Like Samoa Joe as just like the gnarly, like just snake in the grass, but also diabolical. It just works, and it just makes sense when I just see them come out and their mannerisms are just more heel. Like there's just it's an organic and natural feeling when
Hobbs
I see that. And the Hobbs, too, right? And Powerhouse Hobbs too. So yeah, no problem with the decision at all. I mean, Hangman was going to retain again. Hangman should not be losing the championship anytime soon. And Samoa Joe, to where Samoa Joe, his contract does expire 2027. So he mentioned the fact that he's going to retire.
He's got a little time left.
By the time his contract does expire, he's going to be retired. He's going to be done with professional wrestling. So like, yeah, and he does have some time. So hey, until 2027, man, let's have some fun with Samoa Joe.
A year-long heel run or so thereabouts from Samoa Joe. Yeah, I'll take that.
Absolutely, man, for sure. And let me get into Mercedes, man. Mercedes, to where she doesn't have not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, not eight, not nine, not even 10 or 11. She now has, guys, 12 championships. She has already broken She's already broken Ultimo Dragon's record for as many collective championships, as now she is referred to as Ultimo Monet. I just think it's just fucking great. Yeah. And she won the ROH Television Championship. It was a vacant match, and it was against Mina Shirakawa. So now she has 12 belts, Monet, Ultimo Monet, whatever you want to call her, and people just want to throw a fit, man. And it's just fucking hilarious to where, like, and I've even mentioned this before in the past, to where, like, we've seen this before. Like, it's a gimmick, guys. It's a belt collector gimmick. And she's going around the globe winning championships that people throw a fit over, Brian, and they don't even know the people that she's beating, and they don't even know these fucking championships that she's winning, but yet she's ruining professional wrestling. She's ruining women's wrestling. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? And again, guys, like, do you really think that this is going to go on forever? She's going to eventually lose these championships. And the more that you build her up like this, to where we're going to eventually see Mercedes Moné's downfall. And it's going to be that much more sweeter to all of you guys, because this is what AEW is doing.
You said that.
Because this is what they're doing, because they want to make you hate her, because it's like any other dynasty in sports. You can't stand when they win a whole lot. And that's what Mercedes is doing, because she's arguably the best professional wrestler, I believe, on the freaking planet. And it's believable because that's just, if we just go about facts, that's just what she is, man. Yeah. And when she does lose all of these titles, it's going to mean that much more when she drops all of them. That's the fucking point. It's a gimmick, guys. It's a belt collector. If you don't like Mercedes, that's fine. It's like, James, I don't really like Mercedes. I'm just not a big fan. That's fine. But for us to shit over the gimmick and to shit over the fact that it's ruining pro wrestling and it's burying all these women's talent, what the fuck are we on about? I'm just like, we talk about, there's people that say that I lose the fucking plot. We continuously lose the plot to think that this gimmick is the problem with AEW and the problem with professional wrestling. It drives me fucking insane. Like, seriously.
You know what I love to say? Because, I've heard that before. Oh, you've lost the plot. Oh, do tell. What is the plot then?
Right.
Please
exactly. Like, tell me. Right. It's like, tell me as far as the plot that I'm completely missing, honestly. So yeah, man, just the IWC just being the IWC, man, honestly. But here's what I will say about the match, right? The match, to where this is where I have to be a little bit critical about Mercedes and how she's winning these matches. She wins a lot of these matches via a backslide or a roll up. If you've seen that a lot lately, and I don't mind that, because she's the heel, right? And it's like eventually she's going to have to pull some heel tactics and try to sneak one by against the baby face, and it makes the baby
blah blah blah.
It's a hold on to the ropes, and it helps the baby face stay face. I completely get it. Yep. But like, if she's doing that for every single victory that she's doing, man, it's just like, if you're gonna go all out with her holding on to this many titles, just fucking go all out, man. Like, have her like freaking really slow burn it to where, have her make that cover 1, 2, 3 with her finisher, her bank stick, whatever it is. But like, doing the same exact finish to where she skates one by over Mina Shirakawa or whoever, right? Frickin' Chris Statlander that she defeated or retained her TBS championship to. And she's going to face Chris Statlander again for AEW Full Gear coming up in November in just a couple of weeks, right? It's just like, if you're going to go all out and have her win all of these titles, man, we got to mix up the finishes as far as how she's
use her finisher to beat.
Yeah, right. Like, use her finisher, really make her look dominant every once in a while. Yes. Have her do some cheatery shit. She pays homage to Eddie Guerrero a lot. If you want to have her like pay homage and do that, freaking have a ball and absolutely do that. But to do that for every single big cultivating victory that she gets, it's just like, it's just too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to balance it out to where if you're promoting her as the best with all of these titles, like, for most of her victories, make her look like that she is the best. Like, most of these ladies can't hang with her. And then for the ladies that you are building up to a certain degree, protect them to where, like, oh man, it's neck and neck. Is Mercedes truly the best in the world? Like, she could barely, she can barely skate by over this person and that person, right? So I just think we're doing her finishes a little bit too much, and we're really dragging that into the dirt with just roll up finish after roll up finish, right? Because all over professional wrestling, I see power moves after power moves, and everybody freaking kicks out at 2.5. So that's what I'm also saying. Like, we will continuously have every other wrestler and
does
talent.
Anybody really have a finisher anymore?
Right.
Like, is
well,
there
they have
one,
a finisher.
Like, can you think of a finisher that, like, okay, if this person hits that nobody's kicking out?
Right.
Not even the RKO.
Yeah. Right. There's finishers. It's just that everybody is just kicking out of the kitchen sink. That's the problem, man. But the roll up, man, dude, just roll them up in that inside cradle, dude. They're not going to kick out. It's going to be fucking impossible. It's absolutely impossible. So we gotta just tone that down, man. Like, make Mercedes look like the belt collector that she is bestowing, right? Like, really truly make these women that we haven't heard about as far as her winning all of these championships, right? Really make her look superior. And listen, they're going to get the spotlight because they're wrestling Mercedes Moné anyway, and nobody knows who these women are, but they're going to, I'm not saying squash them, but like have Mercedes still look superior in victory, for her to just to sneak on by and just to barely sneak a victory over this person, that person for every match, man. Like, that's where I'm just like, all right, if you're gonna do this gimmick, just fucking go all out, man, and do it. You're already putting 12 championships on her. Just fucking go all out and do it. So that's my mini rant, man, as far as that is concerned. And I'll speak a little bit on that as far as this next matchup I'm going to get into, which is this I Quit match. Darby Allin and Jon Moxley. Again, I mean, there's three things that I honestly can remember about this match. Flags, a fish tank, and frickin' Sting. That's pretty much what I remember. As outside of that, it was an I Quit match featuring Moxley and Darby Allin. It's kind of what I expected. The only criticism that I have about this match is the finish. So where the finish was just a sharp.
Can you say, because I did not see how it finished. So yeah.
So the finish was a sharpshooter. It was legit just Moxley and a sharpshooter, and Moxley just quits, and that was the match. And the bell rings, and that was it. They try to have the flag, like the AEW flag, to be symbolic, if that makes sense. As far as Moxley is tapping, or he's saying I quit over the AEW flag. So I get that whole part, but the actual sharpshooter move, and all of a sudden Moxley's just done, to where I've seen Moxley, and if we're all being honest, we've seen Moxley go through way worse and have been through more freaking obstacles than being locked in a sharpshooter. So as good, again, the matchup was good. I'm not trashing the match. I was thoroughly entertained, and it was a Jon Moxley and Darby Allin I Quit match that I expected was going to be. But the finish, man, was very, very anticlimactic. It just was. So that's all I can say about that. Now
so at what part, and if I can just ask a question to you, at what part in the match did Sting come out? Like, how? I mean, was that at the, kind of at the end, and then Darby got the advantage?
Yeah, that was towards the end, obviously, when all the Death Riders were involved, like, Marina Shafir and everyone else.
I saw Claudio throw.
Claudio chucked Darby Allin onto the freaking announce table, like, with authority. Yeah, like that was pretty gnarly. But it was towards near the end of the match.
So then, where Sting. I'm sorry, I didn't, because I didn't see how it happened in sequence. So then, did Sting take out all the Death Riders?
Like, pretty much, and then I think he left with Marina Shafir.
I saw that.
So that's pretty much what it was. So yeah, he pretty much took out with the bat in hand. He took out the Death Riders, of course, while where Darby is struggling to get to his feet at that point because the odds are not in his favor.
Right.
So that's pretty much how it pretty much unfolded. But before we end things, man, I have to. I have to talk about this, man, and I've already spoken about it already. This whole spot with the fish tank, right? It's just like, what's that old saying, right? It's like they used everything but the kitchen sink. Well, it's like now we got to say, well, we used everything but the fish tank, right? And that's what was used in this match.
Yeah.
But this spot, right, to where Jon Moxley takes Darby Allin's head, and Darby's pretty much just bobbing for apples for 10 seconds. That's pretty much just what he's doing. And I mean, everybody seems to have a problem with this spot, and people are throwing an absolute fit, and they're saying like, oh, this is This isn't professional wrestling. This is so bad. Think of the children that are watching this match, and think of like how and how they're consuming this type of content. Like, this shouldn't be allowed. How dare AEW would air this on television and do that spot? Like, guys, first of all, and I'm sure people who are listening to this, they watched the Attitude Era, right? They've watched many extraordinary things as far as professional wrestling, right? And I'm not even going to go to the Attitude Era. I'm going to go to the 80s, right? Do we remember when frickin' what was it? Frickin' Ultimate Warrior was cursed by Papa Shango, right? And doing all of it, like
blood,
the
like kind of start streaming down his face. It
started in his head and started streaming down his face,
yeah.
right? Like, was that not kid friendly to the children back then, right? Frickin' even Undertaker, right? Even I'm going beyond going way past the 80s now, but like frickin' Undertaker crucifying Stephanie McMahon. Is that too much as far as frickin' professional wrestling? Was that not professional wrestling? Right? Frickin' what else? Randy Savage. This dude was bit by a cobra snake in a match from facing frickin' Jake Roberts, right? And all of these guys who are, characters, larger than life, because the mindset, Brian, that we now have as a professional wrestling fan, right, and as a community, to where we are just so fixated about the narrative of what professional wrestling is and what WWE does specifically, of how everything that WWE does as far as everything and how formulaic it is, and how every wrestler does the same exact promos in the same exact way, and they wrestle the same way, and you gotta do a suicide dive and a frickin' Spanish fly and a moonsault and all of this other stuff, right? Yep. And we gotta have everybody be like on an Amazon distribution center. It's just like one person. It's like a conveyor belt of wrestlers. That's how pretty much WWE fans want professional wrestlers to be, because we continue to paint this narrative that if you're not a good in-ring performer, if you're not an in-ring technician like a Bret Hart, you just suck. And like, it makes no fucking sense. No. Like, dude, you have Jon Moxley and Darby Allin. What the fuck did you expect? and Brian, and for that to be the spot that really just was taken too far, and now we're going the extra mile, and now we're really pushing the envelope. Like we haven't seen frickin' Hangman and Swerve frickin' use staple guns and fucking, barbed wire bats and all of this shit. Like, what are we fucking talking about? Yeah. I mean, we as a wrestling fan base are so fixated of what the norm is now about professional wrestling. And once we see a little bit of something that's different, and a little bit of things that AEW does to be an alternative. Forget creative, just an alternative.
Yeah.
Like, and we throw an absolute fit to where we have seen this in professional wrestling for years. Foundations have been built with moments like this in professional wrestling, because there were characters that did things differently than others, and they stood out for how they wrestled certain matches. Guys, not everybody is going to be an in-ring technician. We just love wrestlers in their tights and their 170 pounds soaking wet. And they're going to freaking, and we'll just sing along when everybody's down and out and scream, "This is awesome," after every 5 minutes. It's just like, it's
robotic. It's
unbelievable. But we'll say that this is bad. But then back in the day, right? So if you're going to say that this is bad, was Randy Savage getting bit by a cobra snake? Was that freaking taking it too
horrible.
far?
I can't believe. Gosh, I'm trying to think of how old I might have been. I can't think of the year that had to have been. What, like 80? Was that in the 90s? I can't remember. Anyway, I mean, I couldn't have bid, but somewhere between 8 and 12. That ruined me.
Right.
I can't believe my dad let me watch that.
I know, like Undertaker crucifying Stephanie. Like, was that taking it too far? Right? Frickin', Stone Cold beating up Vince McMahon in a frickin' hospital bed. Was that taking it too far? Right?
Or
Stone Cold
blowing up in a limousine, for Christ's sake.
Blowing up a limousine. Like this is what I'm talking about, man. We want things to be different. We want things to be entertaining, and we want things to really stick out. And when we go the extra mile to do that, because it's not WWE, right? It's not the WWE bubble. It's not the WWE way. We shit over frickin' Mercedes Moné because now she's collecting all these title belts. Now she's doing everything outside of WWE and doing it in AEW. And now people just, she'll say that she was the best wrestler in the world in WWE, but now in AEW, now she just sucks now. Now she's just fucking horrible, and now she's just ruining professional wrestling. Make it fucking make sense, guys. Yeah. Honestly, does AEW deserve their criticism? Absolutely. Sure. Do they do things that are very inconsistent? Absolutely, they do. Yep. But you know what AEW does, and I'm just going to leave it with this, as I'm going to just kind of overall just give my thoughts about this show. What Tony Khan and AEW does, well, they'll give you a perfect show. No. Will they have their inconsistencies? Absolutely. But you know what Tony Khan and AEW does? They'll give you your money's worth. They will absolutely fucking do that. Forget if it was a good or bad show, right? That's your personal preference. Sure, but I mention this all the time now when it comes to WWE PLEs. And I hammered this home when I was talking about Crown Jewel. I was telling people, is this truly worth with what you're paying for now triple the amount than what you were beforehand? Right? Be honest with yourself. And I was honest in that review. The answer was no. But when you look at an AEW show with the amount of content that they do give you, and at least some things that are not formulaic, they don't feel like a chore. It's like you're never going to go through an AEW show and say, like, just be bored to tears. Right? It's just like that's just what it is, man. And yeah, absolutely. They don't have the numbers right now, and because of the fact that they did lose half of their audience when they started, and that's on AEW, and they have to right those wrongs. But AEW is right now, they're moving into smaller venues, which they have, right? They have to start back from square one. I thought that they were going way too fast as far as business because they already did Dynamite. They started off with Dynamite. They added 2 other shows. I'm like, whoa, dude, like, wouldn't you want to build a foundation with AEW Dynamite first before you start adding all these shows?
We had spoken about that like years ago. Yeah,
absolutely. So again, man, say what you want about this company. Say what you want about Tony Khan. This dude, regardless if you think this was a good or bad show, at this point, it's irrelevant. I'm past that. I'm past that saying if it was a good or bad show. Yeah. What I am now painting the narrative is that, was this worth it to you? Was this show worth the amount of money that now AEW offers, which is obviously a lot less than all the platforms that you have to pay for WWE? Was it the best show that they've put on in recent memory? Honestly, no, because I've seen better AEW shows. But was it bad? Absolutely, it wasn't bad. But the most important question, was this worth it to you? And if you're being honest with yourself for how this show was from start to finish, you got your freaking money's worth last week. Yeah. And that's what Tony Khan and AEW are doing a lot more than the other billion-dollar conglomerate company, is that they give you effort and they give you your money's worth. And that's the most important thing. So,
yeah, for sure.
Brian, any final thoughts, man?
Yeah, let me close with these 2 things, man. We had talked about, Hangman, Samoa Joe, and this feud that's brewing. Obviously, the Ops, I hope, because obviously, Hangman has the history with the Elite, it's the Bucks, and I hope it doesn't go back that route. There's a guy that ain't there right now. That man, if he comes back and they team up against the Ops, that's going to be awesome. And it's going to also lead into his second world title run, Swerve Strickland. So I don't know where he is in his recovery or whatever, but I'm telling if he's even within the next, if he's like a couple months away, a few months away, I'm not sure if you know about how long his injury is going to be, but if he is going to be returning in the next 2-3 months, I'm telling you, man, this thing that with the Ops and Hangman, Swerve's coming back to get Hangman's back, and that's going to be an awesome thing, I think. Obviously, if done right.
Yeah.
But I do want to close with about Mercedes, man, and kind of touching on things you said. You know, back when she left, I guess when we started, she might have already left WWE. But I remember when she came back and signed, or, you know, when it was like, hey, she's coming back. Is she going to go to AEW or WWE? And, you know, we had podcasts out about it then, about, you know, how we thought should be better there, better here. You know, whatever it is now, 3-4 years, I don't know, removed from that. All I can say is, and it's so great because she's already won. All the people now that are, you know, oh my God, I hate Mercedes, I hate this kid, like I hate blah 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 blah, right? You mentioned it. This is all going to come back around, right? And so, okay, she's beat these 11, 12 women for the title. Now she's going to lose to 11 or 12 women.
Exactly.
Right? Whenever that happens.
Exactly.
And then you same dumbasses that have, you know, like, oh my God, I hate this. You're going to be the same ones that are tuning in, you know, like,
they're going to cheer the fuck out of it because they don't like Mercedes. So yeah, that's what AEW's banking on.
Yeah, she's already won. She's already won, man.
Exactly.
And so, you know, granted, we don't know the ins and outs of these individuals' day-to-day personal lives and whatever, but it is to some degree clear to me, and just watching her I have seen her live once. And watching her on TV, the person that she was when she walked away from WWE and the person that she is now, being able to travel the world, do the gimmick that she wants to do and the way she wants to do it, whatever, have the time off when she wants to have the time off, and all those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you can see the difference in people, the lightness and the happiness, the joy, and just, you know, and it's not even necessarily to throw shade, but like this is her life's work, right? And look, for good or bad, and some people have success, others don't with WWE and whatever. I don't understand the hate or the principle itself that you're just like she couldn't bet on herself and leave, you know, the big company and go do this. And whether you know, she ever make, you know, I'm sure she probably could have made more money in the long run at WWE, probably. I mean, I don't know what she's making now with endorsements or whatever. But god damn, man, like again, you know, wrestling be a microcosm of real life. It ain't about the money, man. Like, you got enough. Go do what you love and be happy and joyful in it, man. Like, and then when you see somebody do that, fucking give them the shout out, man. Like what she's doing for wrestling, like you mentioned again, we've mentioned it. What she's doing for women's wrestling has been done by multiple people in the men's division generations ago, years ago, right? And man, absolutely. Like I'm sorry, no, I was there for some of it. Nah, the men and the wrestling fan, y'all weren't bitching like this about it. No, you weren't.
No,
like you didn't even pay attention to it. You know?
No.
It's so just, man, to see this, I mean, shout out Mercedes. That's what I'm kind of trying to say. Shout out. It's beautiful to see that she's able to still continue what she wants to do and is one of the best, absolute best in the world at it.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
Yeah. So absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So happy. And what I was tying that back into was initially back when AEW was kind of in a rough spot. I was like, oh, I don't know, if that's the right move. 4 years later, she bettered herself, and she was right. She was right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just like I just can't stand when wrestling fans paint a narrative and they have no valid information to back up of why this person is bad for business or why this is actually hurting the company. They have no valid information to back. There's none. It's just that they just don't like them.
Right.
But the difference between how I dissect and you, Brian, dissect, or what we've done over the past 2.5 years is that we'll give you reasons of not just how we personally feel, but we'll actually give valid and factual information of why this isn't working. And it's not because it makes us feel good, right? Because we're talking negatively about it. No, it's just that we just have to be honest about what's going on. And for this situation, whether it's Mercedes, whether it's John Moxley, to where John Moxley's a horrible wrestler.
He's doing the best work of his career. I mean, and I'm sorry if y'all don't understand the heel work that he's doing, but goddamn, right now, I'm sure there's people I'm missing. Between WWE and AEW, he's the best heel in the business. Period.
For sure. I mean, that segment that he was in with Darby Allin before their match at WrestleDream, they were in some prison type setting to where they're talking through a glass. It's good shit, dude. Yeah. Like everything that Moxley has done since this Death Riders gimmick, he's done it very, very well. And for some odd reason, people just throw a fit over it. Because why? Because he's not your in-ring technician. He's not a Ricochet. He's not a Mustafa Ali. He's not a freaking Dave Meltzer doesn't have him on one of his 5-star matchups, for freaking stars, golden stars. What the fuck are we my God, dude. It's just fucking weird behavior. It's odd and weird behavior. It's where oh my God, he just tried to commit murder by drowning this dude. It's just what it's fucking weird, odd behavior. It really fucking again, bro. Enough. We've seen this in professional wrestling for years. It's been a foundation of characters that done extraordinary things for years. Now, again, it has to make sense. It has to be the right character, and they have to do it, believable, right? It has to gel. It has to be organic for us to watch. And John Moxley has checked all of those boxes as far as doing a stunt like that. It makes sense and it fits. Yep. And for us to throw a fit with using no valid information other than that we just don't like it is fucking weird. People tell me, oh yeah, James, you got to touch grass, or you got to freaking. I wish that freaking podcasting equipment was more expensive, bro. Listen to all of what the fuck that we say, and don't act like that we don't use valid information to back up everything that we say on this platform. Because of the fact that we don't over embellish what WWE does, because WWE is the more superior wrestling company. This is why WWE is so successful. This is why Triple H is such a creative, good booker. It's because of this banger match and that banger match and this turn and that turn, and it goes nowhere. Right? The turn goes nowhere. It's for the shocking moment, and that's it. Back in the day, there were shocking moments, but then it translated into an actual story. Now you just get moments because this company, WWE specifically, they're fucking lost, and they don't know what to do, or they just don't give a fuck anymore. But AEW actually is putting in effort. They're not consistent, right? They have a lot of issues. Their numbers prove that, but they put in effort, and they give you your money's worth. And that's the fucking difference. They actually give you your money's worth versus a company that has sold the fuck out plenty of times and has specifically have said, and Triple H has said to you that they don't give a fuck about you or what you think or what you want. You're going to sit here and watch an AJ Styles John Cena match. You're going to sit here and watch this match between wrestler A and wrestler B, and you're going to like it, because if you criticize it, you're not a real fan and you can fuck off. And that's the difference. So
I'll close with this, James. And I know I'm a minute or two. I've been here a minute or two longer than you. I'm just gonna give you a piece of advice. I'd venture to say 100% of them, but I'll just go 99.9% of them. All the people that specifically are going to take issue with your language or, oh my God, we saw blood or there's violence, right? Mm-hmm. Or God forbid you see a nipple or an ass cheek, right? Look, all of that, even in the wrestling community, it stems in a large part from a religious basis, mostly here, Christianity. That's just the truth. And we ain't getting into that discussion.
Yeah.
But
right. Yeah.
That's what we got for you. This is entertainment. This is language at the end of the day. Controlled violence, right? Mm-hmm. Talk to me about real shit before you come for fucking a movie or a video game or wrestling or a song. Talk to me about some real shit, man. Until then, fuck right off.
Yeah. I hear you, brother. Well, 1 hour later, and now we're finally going to get into this next topic. And now we'll get into the WWE side of things, man. WWE is cooked. I'm sorry. Like we're officially fucking cooked, bro.
This is what they're doing.
Damn. This is what we're doing, Brian. We're actually going to live in a world to where WWE might be using artificial intelligence to generate creative wrestling stories. Legit. and like if you thought,
it saves money that way, right? You don't have to pay a person.
Right, exactly. So WWE is going into business with what's called Rider AI, and I'm forgetting the director's name or the creative strategy's name. I believe Cyrus Kazauri. I believe I'm pronouncing that name right. Who is, doing business with, obviously, with content creative officer Triple H. They did a sample of Rider AI producing wrestling stories, right? So this has been in the works for a while.
Sure.
And what AI was able to generate was quote unquote absurdly bad, to where they gave an example of it generated, right? Just listen to this, Brian. Yeah. So they did like a little short generation of this, experiment. It generated AEW's Bobby Lashley, who mistakenly thought was still with WWE. And his character was that he is obsessed, quote unquote, obsessed with Japanese culture and history. Right? What, bro?
I hope. Look, AEW, Tony Khan, Bobby Lashley, come out with something. A robe next week, something. Come on, baby.
Oh my God, man! It's bad enough, Brian, to where we're just pulling back the curtain. Forget the fact that the creative side of things is completely abysmal. Now we're going to take, what we're going to take away? We're going to take away the kayfabe. We're going to take the believability. We're going to take the actual, suspending disbelief away. And now we're going to take away the emotion away from it. We're not even going to give you a raw emotion writing pen to paper. We're just going to let a fucking computer just do all of that shit. When, newsflash, motherfucker, wrestling is based off of emotion.
Oh, James.
Wow.
Put people in the back, bro.
I mean, bro, like this again, bro. I don't think I've been this lost for words about a topic in my life, right? Like, what's next? We're gonna stick freaking MJF with Chelsea Green, right? There's one slight problem. MJF is with AEW.
I can't get this image out of my head. I don't want to go too long, but the whole Bobby Lashley, Japanese gimmick, I mean, just imagine, can you picture Bobby Lashley, right? Nakamura's music and Nakamura's mannerisms, right? Can you imagine Bobby Lashley doing that shit? Like, yeah. Oh fuck.
Oh God. No, and really, guys, if you really think about it, right? Expect like if we're gonna use this example, like it's bad enough. Like we're laughing because of just absolutely just absurdly bad, quote
Yeah.
unquote, that
I
this
mean,
article used. But guys, Lashley's not even a part of the
no,
company.
right,
He's not even a
right.
part of the company, which is also hilarious. And we thought that Triple H's booking was random. We thought that Triple H's booking was absurdly bad. That might honestly be, Brian, the most freaking hottest discussion of all. Which storytelling is more putrid? AI or Triple H, Paul Levesque?
Well, we could, and when you mentioned
Oh,
it
God.
earlier, I mean, shit, maybe we could get a return match between Roberts and Savage, man. Like
Oh,
that
dude,
could that
perfect.
could happen.
Perfect. Fantastic, right? Let's freaking
Oh,
what else? Bray Wyatt.
Guy
Is
and
Bray Wyatt
Hogan,
around?
hey, see if he can slam him again.
Right?
Fuck.
Freaking again, who else? Freaking just throwing names
I mean,
off the top of
anybody,
my head, right? Anybody, right? Let's throw Chris Statlander and Rhea Ripley in a storyline. Like the
Yeah.
other woman that's in a different company, right? Frickin' what else? Frickin' Tozawa and frickin' Luchasaurus are gonna be in a fucking tag team.
That's a new Jurassic Express. Yeah.
Oh, dude, we're fucked. Dude, we're
Dude.
so fucked,
So,
man. Honestly,
I
this
mean,
literally, Brian. I'll let you get final thoughts because I think we've hammered this enough than it already needs to be. But, dude, like the fact that we're taking emotion out of professional wrestling. We've taken kayfabe, we've taken suspending disbelief. Now we're taking the emotion. Tell me
yeah,
that you're lazy without
bro,
fucking telling me
bro.
because you have the money to go into business with writer AI I'm sure that makes a lot of fucking money with artificial intelligence. You're so fucking lazy and you've made all this money from Vince McMahon of what Vince McMahon freaking built. We're so lazy that we're not even going to write freaking storylines pen to paper. I feel horrible. You know who I feel horrible, Brian? I feel horrible for wrestlers. Like imagine being a WWE wrestler today, honestly. Roman Reigns is going to walk through, he's going to come in with his freaking coffee and
So
Ryder
what's this?
AI.
Sucker Succotash? What? I'm back there again?
Freaking Roman Reigns, he's going to freaking he's going to freaking he's going to dress up as a janitor. Remember when Styles was a janitor freaking couple weeks ago? Roman
Yeah.
Reigns, his new gimmick, he's going to be the tribal janitor, right? Because I mean that's what artificial intelligence told us, right? Like, dude, it's like what the fuck, man? It's just like us continuing this evolvement per se that oh well this is just what this is, times are changing, man. This is professional wrestling. This is what WWE is. No, motherfucker. We're not going back to the foundations. We're losing the
Yeah.
plot of the
Yeah.
foundations of what made professional wrestling so sacred. And honestly, that's really the word of the day is keeping professional wrestling sacred. And we're not fucking doing that. And if this is really what we're doing, Brian, AI storytelling, and this is our sample size to go off of it, dude, we're fucked. We're so like again, bro. I mean, freaking Triple H's freaking booking is stones thrown away to this type of booking. So fuck. I mean, I guess why not? At least in the thought mindset of WWE.
Mhm.
But fuck, man, it drives me up a wall to where we can be this lazy, to where now no longer are we going to protect the business, protect the characters, and let professional wrestling be sacred. Now we're just going to throw away the raw emotion of
Yeah.
putting things from pen to paper. We are so fucked. Brian, go ahead, man.
I'm gonna try to keep this short because I'm gonna this while this is I mean so ridiculous in wrestling, this is much bigger than wrestling. This is entertainment. This is art. It is music. It is movies. It is books. All that shit, right? And so the article you sent me, I got a word of the day too. and I hope I got this guy's name right, because in the article you sent me, I think he is the one that maybe is credited with coming up with this word, but his name is Cory Doctorow, I believe. I hope it's Cory Doctorow. So if you happen to see this Cory Doctorow, shout out. But his word, and I will use that as my word of the day, and shitification. That's what's happening here. The enshittification of goddamn everything, specifically with AI, man. And I gotta say, like, I am somewhat. At first, there is definitely beneficial things to AI, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
What it can never, ever, ever, ever fucking replace is the human soul and the human spirit.
Yes.
And I listened to a podcast the other day with Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? Obviously, brilliant dude. And this is kind of in essence of what he was saying, right? Like, you know, think of all the great art we have in the world, the great music, whatever kind of genre you may love, right? You have the greatest of that genre, the greatest type of art, whatever that may be, an author, movies, right? AI, sure, right, is going to be able to replicate a Van Gogh painting like that better than 99.9% of humanity can ever be able to replicate. It can listen to a Jimi Hendrix song and replicate that quicker than anybody's going to be able to learn fucking Jimi Hendrix. But here's the thing, man. Like, I play drum. I don't call myself a drummer. I'm a shitty drummer. I play drums because I love music. It's in my soul. It's a stress reliever. It's a hobby, a passion.
Yeah.
I'm not a musician. I play it because I feel music. And the thing is, man, when you're talking about you know, the music, the Jimi Hendrix, a John Bonham, a Van Gogh, think of your author who you may love or your director. Like, John Bonham didn't, you know, map this, you know, drum pattern out and then sit behind a kit and have John Paul Jones and fucking Page, you know, and then he's just like, nope, I'm drumming this. It's in the moment. It's what you feel. The greatest music are fucking mistakes half the time. Cause you're in the, you know, and I mean, shit, like, you ever like follow, I don't know, your favorite band? How many times you go to see them live? How many different times have you heard them play your favorite song in a slightly different way? That's what AI cannot replace. And that's the beauty, that's the essence of the music, of the movie, of the wrestling, of the artist performing. And like you said, you know, losing the plot. Oh, fuck. I mean, I know we're talking about wrestling, but it's losing far more than the plot, man.
It's entertainment itself and just humanity. Just, you know.
Yeah, it's like Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix himself didn't know how to read music. He couldn't fucking read it. He was just fucking playing. And arguably the best guitar player ever. Right? You know, ask any musician. Like, sure, you got an idea, but it's music. It can change, you can do whatever. And that's what we're gonna lose. That is what, if we're gonna sit here and rely on AI that can only replicate what's already been done, right? It can't, unless, and I mean, for shit's sake, right? I don't know, if robots start to have a fucking soul and a spirit and think independently of I don't know what the fuck, man. I mean, shit, at that point, we're talking about Terminator. So I hope I'm dead by then. So I don't know. But in this case, you know, when we're just talking about AI replacing, you know, writing a script for a movie or a storyline for wrestling or a song or a book, that's you losing humanity, man. That is absolutely losing the soul of everything. Absolutely, fucking everything.
Yeah.
So, fuck you, WWE. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
That's how I feel about it. But I mean, seriously, like, I mean, this AI thing is like, yeah, it's here, it's coming. Ain't nobody gonna stop it, right?
No.
And I mean, do we have a history of using things wisely, correctly, humanely? No, we don't. And so, yeah, like for somebody like me that like, man, I read books, like the art, like arts, right? Music, books. That's in my soul, right? I don't want some bullshit from AI, man. I want to read a book of somebody's human lived experience, right? Yeah. I want to listen to a song that, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 individuals came together and in a moment of beauty created something timeless. That's what's lost, man. So good luck.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got away, don't I? Hey, look, it's about Sagittarius season, so fucking buckle up, sweethearts.
I have no words, man. Like the fact that
you feel me though, because I feel like that's where we're headed. Like,
no, I agree.
You know, like fucking I hope we use it wisely. I hope we use it in a meaningful, productive manner, but we probably won't.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing, you know. But yeah, like again, it's beyond a pro wrestling thing to where like, you know, forget the fact that professional wrestling is also based upon, you know, human emotion.
Yeah.
You know, that's entertainment. Like you mentioned, you know, you said it perfectly, honestly. You hit the nail on the head. It's, you know, with music, books, everything, right, is based off of human emotion. And when you take that away, like it's just that whole spark of what makes it so special. It's dead. It's fucking dead.
It's dead.
So who knows to where I'm sure they're going to try to experiment and get kinks out of whatever this sample was that they came across, which was Lashley obsessed with Japanese culture. That's the first thing that this new productive AI team was able to muster up. And if that's what they got,
there are ways to assist, sure, but you cannot put on a wrestling show and take the human element out of it.
Exactly right. Exactly. So let's move on. We'll get to this final topic here, and that is and that's Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. And Brian, me and you kind of spoke about this. You know, this was after SmackDown last week, to where Jacob Fatu was signed off of TV because he's injured. He was supposed to have a match with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre pretty much now has this championship match for Saturday night's main event by default because of this injury. So Cody Rhodes comes out, and he comes out frustrated. He's amplified. He's like, let's just do it. Let's just me and you in this ring right now. Cody Rhodes ends up wrestling with his suit, with his not his full wrestling attire. So the match happens, and then it ends up with Cody Rhodes getting himself disqualified and hitting Drew McIntyre over the head. Right. And hitting Drew McIntyre over the head with it, and then just, you know, pretty much, you know, standing tall. Drew McIntyre, of course, retreats. And now there's this narrative that, like, this looks like that Cody Rhodes is turning heel, because why would Cody Rhodes just blatantly just get himself disqualified and hit himself, hit Drew McIntyre? I don't know why I keep saying that. You know, fuck it.
I misspeak all the time, dude.
So now we have this whole situation to where Cody Rhodes could potentially turn heel. And there's so many people. And again, this is why I go back to the whole thing that we just mentioned about AEW, is that we talk about Cody Rhodes, and a lot of people just don't like Cody Rhodes as a champion. They just find him boring. They don't think him interesting. And we think that the solution to where let's just turn him heel, right? So where forget that this dude is legit outside of Roman Reigns, your top babyface in the company. Forget the fact that he is crushing merchandise. He's the top merch seller. And I'm not talking like Jey Uso-esque to where he's outside the top 3, top 4. No, this dude has been top 2, even your best freaking merch seller in your company, right? He doesn't get just a cute little cheap pop when he comes out. People actually want to come to these shows to watch Cody Rhodes perform. That's just the truth, right? So my question is, what is the valid information that we have to turn Cody Rhodes heel outside of the fact that we just don't like him? Because look, I understand, has Cody Rhodes' title reign, has both of his reigns before he lost it against Cena, and then when he won it back against John Cena at SummerSlam, right? Has it been perfect? No. Right? Has it been consistent? No. But Cody Rhodes specifically as a babyface, right, is just, if there's any solution or resolution that we need for WWE in this company, Cody Rhodes is not part of the problem, guys. What's the problem is Cody Rhodes has just been not in anything interesting. And you can do that as a babyface. There has been no reason. Cody Rhodes has given you no reason other than the fact that people personally just don't like him. And now we think, oh, let's turn him heel because we have nothing to do. We have no other avenue to go towards but to create the shock, right? The shock factor. Wow, Cody Rhodes just turned heel. Right? It's like we talk about freaking wrestling AI, right? It's like, oh, let's turn John Cena heel. Let's turn New Day heel. Let's have Sami Zayn just reiterate John Cena's open challenges every week. Let's redo the Bloodline story. It's just random ass shit that makes no sense, guys. Why are we turning Cody Rhodes heel? And look, to a degree, we need heels in this company. I understand, but even Cody Rhodes specifically has said, and he said this multiple times, to where there's no plan for him to turn heel. He doesn't want to turn heel, and he's said this even way before all of this speculation started from this segment. And I'm sorry, and we talk about this angle with Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. To where eventually, man, we got to get a spark at Cody Rhodes' babyface run. There's no question. And you can do that. You know how you do that? And I said this in a video, and Brian, I know you saw it just a couple days ago. Randy Orton, right? Randy Orton, ladies and gentlemen, should be playing a big part in this storyline. To where now there's going to be speculation of, oh, wow, who took out Jacob Fatu? Was it Drew McIntyre? Was it Cody Rhodes? Because now people think that it was Cody Rhodes that took out Jacob Fatu, right? But you know who took out Jacob Fatu?
Hold on. Time out just a second. You said people were thinking that Cody Rhodes took out Fatu?
Correct. Yes. To frame that it was Drew McIntyre that did it, because that's the obvious option.
Okay.
And that's how, right? Just, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what people are. That's what people are speculating. Because why, why wouldn't it be, Jacob Fatu, or excuse me, why wouldn't it be Cody Rhodes taking out Jacob Fatu when he did some heel tactics, which was get himself disqualified in a match. So it's they're thinking that there's seeds planted for a heel turn because of the attack and what he did to Drew McIntyre after the match.
Okay.
But what makes the most sense is if we want heels, if we want star power as heels, you know who you do that with? You do it with Randy Orton. And I'm going to tell you why. If we go back to what we have been planting seeds already, is Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. What does Randy Orton do every single time when he's in the ring with Cody Rhodes, or he's on television with Cody Rhodes? He looks at that championship.
And glances over, doesn't he?
Glances over at that fucking championship. So why in the fuck would you do all of that just for Cody Rhodes to be the bad guy. What sense does that make?
Face. We want Orton the face and Rhodes the bad guy. That's best for business.
Golly, man. It's just like you've already been planting seeds with Orton. And now you want to plant seeds. This is what I'm talking about, Brian, that like, again, I have to expose this fucking company because I truly feel that this company doesn't really know what they're doing. They don't even remember what they did several weeks ago, right? People say, oh, have you been not paying attention? Motherfucker, I've been paying attention this entire time. I just don't over-embellish it the way that you do, right? So we talk about that, right? We talk about how Randy Orton has been glancing at Cody Rhodes' championship, right? And you've been slow burning that. You've been teasing that. And Randy Orton, what's the thing about Randy Orton, man? He's a viper. He's a snake. He waits for his opportunity to strike. And when the timing is right, he's going to cost Cody Rhodes that championship, or he's going to turn on Randy Orton, maybe with that championship. And we're finally going to kickstart that feud with Orton as the heel and Cody Rhodes as the babyface. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to what ignites a spark with Cody Rhodes' babyface run and his tenure as the champion. So that's what I mean, man, about the fact that we don't need to create a shock moment, a shocks freaking whatever, just to have creative storytelling. Right? You don't need to turn somebody heel because we don't like him, right? Like, honestly, guys, for everybody's watching, what is your reason to turn Cody Rhodes heel other than the fact that you don't like him? Because I can give you a bunch of reasons factually why the fact that this dude is still the top baby face in the company. He's one of, outside of Roman Reigns, he's honestly the top merch seller outside, of course, John Cena, who's on his retirement tour, right? The fact that he's not just about appeasing the live audience. If you listen to after that freaking theme song is over, right, doing the whoa and everything, right? People are genuinely gelled to Cody Rhodes as the champion, right? We're talking not just kids, right? But even like, teenagers and even adults, right? That is what Cody Rhodes has been able to generate as a babyface. And that's just facts, man. But we're going to have him turn heel because we're tired of him just being the champion. We're just sick and tired. We just don't like him, right? It's just like, okay, well, if he's booked properly, if we give him a better story, maybe with Randy Orton, that should have happened years ago, maybe that would change a lot of people's minds, wouldn't it? Newsflash, it would. Randy Orton, for the longest times since Cody Rhodes has come back, he has been alongside Cody, right? He's telling, hey, I got your back. I got you. If you're ever in some trouble, I got you. I'm there for you. Every single time that Randy Orton has done that, how has it benefited Randy Orton? It really truly hasn't. He's lost a lot of matches, a lot of them, since he returned to, I think it was Survivor Series not too long ago, right? And ever since then, Randy Orton has gotten the short end of the stick, and he's had to fight alongside Cody to make sure that Cody was okay, to defend and trying to be the nice guy, right? To try to be thinking that he is this different, changed man. But in reality, he's still that freaking viper. And at some point, Randy Orton's going to snap. He's like, I'm done. I'm sick and tired of being second fiddle to a guy that I mentored, right? To a guy that I mentored, that I helped brought into this business. And when the timing is right, I'm going to get my opportunity because I need that. Because in order for me to be relevant again, because the guy that I mentored is on top of the world. He has that championship, who's got everything that he needs and everything that he desperately has gotten, which is finishing his story, the championship, all of that. And Orton has been the second fiddle. And now you see to where Jacob Fatu was taken out. That's going to give Jacob Fatu a way out to come back into the company, is to take out someone like Randy Orton. You can do a heel Orton babyface Jacob Fatu story angle. But the long-term effect is that Randy Orton is painting an image for Cody Rhodes to look like the bad guy, for Cody Rhodes to look like that he took out Jacob Fatu, and his actions, because Randy Orton knows Cody Rhodes better than anybody. He knows what makes him tick. He knows what could set him off. And Orton is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. That's the storyline, bro. I just laid out your story that you could potentially do, and probably until WrestleMania. You can legit slow burn that however you want to. But guys, turning Cody Rhodes heel right now, as of this moment right now, makes zero, and I mean 0 sense at all. To where we're just gonna, because now we're like, oh yeah, turn Cody Rhodes heel, and we post videos of what he used to be as a heel, right, in the indies, right? Imagine if we got that Cody Rhodes in WWE, and we act like that Triple H is gonna know what the fuck to do with that. Come on, dude. We're gonna create a shock factor.
You ain't ever gonna get that
Cody's gonna turn heel.
On WWE.
Right, and then in the middle of Cody Rhodes' booking, right, and all of a sudden, just like we did with John Cena heel turn, we're gonna be like, "Fuck, this heel turn was not as good as I thought it was gonna be." You fucking think, dude? We're dealing with WWE, who is constantly telling you that they don't give a fuck about you, bro. And you think that a shocking heel turn is going to help Cody Rhodes? Is gonna make you care more about the dude? Come on, man. Fucking think. Just like enough. My God, dude. I get it. We need heels in this company. We need them badly. But
Randy Orton.
But to think that Cody Rhodes is part of the problem in WWE. Right. There's a lot of issues in WWE. Cody Rhodes is not one of them, guys. We got to chill the fuck out with just every single thing that's not working for a wrestler. Let's turn them. And then we run into the same issue. Oh, maybe we should just turn back them face. And now we're going to turn people more times than the Big Show. It's just like, come on, dude. Any thoughts, Brian, before we end things? That's all I got.
Kind of and I'll try to keep it short too, man. But first of all, man, that storyline you just laid out there, man, dude, clip that, send that straight to fucking Triple H and tell him to take this and shove it up your ass. What the fuck you doing with AI? Like, that's your story right there, homie.
That's emotion, bro. That's something that AI can fucking produce, bro. That's fucking emotion. That's freaking human. Right. Absolutely.
We ain't even asking for, like, I'm sure, like, I mean, I don't know what head right, like, and I'll probably sell myself short, but I just need the money for travel. Like, we got to pay for our own insurance, right? Give me like $250, $300K. I'm good, man. Maybe 200. I'm good. But no, for real, man. So Cody Rhodes in general, right? Like, I'm not the type, man. Like, I'm not a fair weather fan. I'm not like I'm going to keep it real. Like, the fucking Boston Red Sox are better than the Yankees. I'm going to say so. If the fucking Steelers are kicking the Ravens' ass, I'm going to say so, right? So I'm just using my own wrestling fandom here, right? Like, obviously, like so many of my generation, my initial fandom, Hulk Hogan, right? Vitamins, prayers, all that shit, the yellow and red, all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Little bit on the heels of that, for me personally, it transitioned into Sting. Same, surfer dude, whatever. Little different, but same kind of, right? The ultimate babyface type, right? Little bit different than Hogan, but you're cookie cutter, fucking say the right things, prayers, hug the kids, same thing Cody Rhodes in a somewhat updated version is doing now. He's the ultimate babyface. He's playing that role. There is not a single person on the roster in WWE right now that could do what Cody Rhodes is doing as the ultimate babyface.
No.
Not even, and this isn't Roman Reigns did. He could, but he couldn't anymore. The man has leukemia. He cannot do.
And he's not even full time, bro. And he's part time. He's freaking already got 1 foot in Hollywood already. Like that's the thing. And so, like, outside of Roman, who's your top? CM Punk, who's 40, who's already in his mid freaking 40, and he's gonna be out the door soon. Like, who's your top freaking face? Like, we don't think about this shit at all. Like, God damn it, man.
So yeah, there's so much more to it that than you see him on a Monday night or a Friday night or the pay-per-view. Man, it's the radio shows, the podcast, the meet and greets, the this, the that, the blah blah blah,
right?
The travel, like that is. Trust, man, I don't know. A lot of people think they want that. I'll be flat out. I never want that. Absolutely fucking not. Ain't that bag ain't for me, man. Oh, that's for very few people that can do it well and do it successfully. He's one of them, Cody Rhodes. And I say that, kind of to say, and going back to the Hogan and Sting, and then once kind of transitioned into the Attitude Era, which is when I became a teenager. I don't like the ultimate babyface anymore, right? The Hulk Hogan's of the world, even if you went back to a Surfer Sting, like I can appreciate it for what it was when I was a kid. That's kind of like the problems I had are kind of with Hangman Page in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
That ultimate babyface is just not for me.
Mm-hmm.
But that is needed in professional wrestling. That is absolutely needed.
Yeah.
And there is nobody in WWE that can do that better than in this moment than Cody fucking Rhodes. Nor, as we've talked about it so many times, like at this point, right? I know we're getting this match with Drew, and shit, man. I hope they don't. Like I said, I'm not watching it. But Drew's another guy. He's had so many opportunities that how many more opportunities are you going to give him before you actually give him a title run? But the guy to take this belt off of Cody is Orton. That is the feud.
Yes.
That is the ultimate heel and the ultimate baby face with decades of fucking history, the mentor and the student. God damn.
And guess
AI to fucking
and guess who comes back to try to take that title away from Orton? Jacob Fatu. Who he took out that
right.
Come on, man. Come on, dude.
It's like, but yeah, so as far as like the backlash or people wanting Cody to turn heel, if I'm being honest, for just who I am as a fan, I do too. But in time, he's still got to be the babyface right now.
Absolutely.
At least until Orton.
Absolutely.
You have to do that with Orton.
Yes.
Period.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. And so we got to get that Orton and Cody feud at some point, man. Yeah. And then once that's settled to where, again, you can tell that story until WrestleMania. Like there are so many ways, Brian, that probably me and you can come up with to tell that story for that match to happen at WrestleMania between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. And when the timing is right, when it feels organic enough and it feels like the timing is right, then yeah, let's experiment a Cody Rhodes heel turn. Not really experiment, but let's pull the trigger on the Cody Rhodes heel turn when it's time to. Guys, the timing is not right now. If you turn Cody Rhodes heel, guys, outside of Roman, who is already there, he's not even part-time. Forget part-time. I don't know what else is less than part-time because that's what Roman Reigns is right now. Who is your top face? That's being booked the way that
there's not a person that could fill those shoes.
No.
You want to talk about ratings and dipping numbers?
It could be LA. It could be LA Knight, but we already know how this company feels about LA Knight, the way that he's been freaking booked, right? CM Punk, dude. CM Punk is already freaking. He's in his mid-40s, late 40s. He's not the same dude as he used to be. Nope. Like we don't have any other top freaking faces, guys. Like, think about it. Before you speak, you have to fucking think to where, is this the right time to turn Cody Rhodes heel? The answer is that it's not. There's a lot of issues in this company. Turning Cody Rhodes heel or Cody Rhodes in general is not one of them. It's just not. And again, man, we exploit people with no valid information. And that's the problem with the average wrestling fan, to where I get it. If that's how people personally feel, like, oh, James, I don't care about that. That's just how I personally feel. That's fine, right? But understand that, though, we still, if we want to truly be as objective as possible to where we come up with good discussions and conversations to help to let the wrestling industry listen to us, we have to be as objective as possible. right?
Yeah.
And fair.
Facts, man.
And that's
Like,
just it. I get
and
it.
I can't even drive it home enough. Again, Sagittarius, man. Like, you're gonna have to explain to me how you got from A to B. You're gonna have to make it make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man. So that's my creative pitch, man, to where,
Man.
Randy Orton, have him return, have him turn heel, because again, that has been the story that you've already been telling. Like, even, what was it, the match, I think it was at Night of Champions not too long ago, right? To where Randy Orton, he's in such distraught, right? They put the camera right in his face, looking distraught as Cody Rhodes is celebrating in the background. Like, you emphasize that. You keep having him look at Cody Rhodes' championship. Why in the fuck would you plant all of those seeds to not turn turn Randy Orton heel, but we're going to turn Cody heel? Like, what the fuck, man? People don't think, this company doesn't think, because if this is the route we're going, then, like, again, we're doing random shit than any artificial intelligence would. And
I would
that's
have
just
to imagine, and like I said, even though I haven't been watching, like, I would have to, and still, I guess, give them some, benefit of the doubt that even then they know the marquee matchup is Orton heel, Cody face.
I hope so. I hope they do.
There's no way they can, reverse that. Ain't no fucking
right.
way.
Or I know what they're just going to do, Brian. They're just going to have them both as baby fases, and they're just going to have one banger.
That might even be worse, man. If they do it as both of them as baby faces,
I'm telling you, that's what they're gonna. I'm telling you, bro. Don't be shocked to where if they do, like, pull the trigger on whatever they do with Cody Rhodes, and then maybe down the line to where, we're coming near the end of Orton's career and Cody's career, they're gonna have one final goodbye, just for a nostalgia. Remember when they were with Legacy? Remember when they did this? Remember when freaking Cody Rhodes came back into WWE, and then this is how Randy Orton felt. Like, come on, dude. No, man. We want Randy Orton to be fucking Randy Orton for once, dude. Randy Orton as a babyface. I'm sorry. I couldn't care less. I like Orton.
I hear from you. I hope I hear from you on our podcast or at some point. The next time you see Orton, he's giving Rhodes an RKO.
Or a punt to his freaking head. One of the two.
Well, it's got to start off with the RKO.
Or at least start off with it. Right, yeah. At least starting off with the RKO.
RKO out of nowhere, right?
Right, yeah. And eventually, leading to the punt to the head. Again, we talk about nostalgia, right? We go back to Randy Orton back in 2009. That was Randy Orton at his peak right there. But so, yeah, man, again, man, listen, I get it. People like things. People dislike things. People have personal preferences, man. But listen, when we talk about things that need to change, right? Like, what needs to change, and having honest and valid discussions. If you don't come at me with actual valid information of why this needs to happen, then there's no conversation to be had. If your answer is, well, I just don't like him. It's just like Cody Rhodes as the babyface is boring to me. That's not a good answer. It's not a fucking good answer.
It's kind of boring to me, if I'm being honest. But I know he's best for. I know.
Yeah,
I know there's nobody that can do what he's doing.
I'm not interested in what Cody Rhodes is doing.
I mean, I just don't like the ultimate babyface type character.
Yeah,
he entertained me, and he's excellent at what he's doing.
I'm not interested what Cody Rhodes is doing right now, at least in present time, until whoever knows when Randy Orton does come back.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not interested what Cody Rhodes is doing, but I'm not going to sit here and say, because I'm not interested in what he's doing. Yeah, he should turn heel. That's really going to help his booking, because Triple H would know what to do with him as a heel, because he did so well with John Cena as a heel. He did so well with the New Day as a heel. He's done so well with his tag division. He's done so well with his mid-card women's tag holders.
What?
And like, what? I can go on, bro. I can go on.
I know.
Go on, man. And like, when are we gonna get it through our thick skulls, dude? To where this dude, Triple H, Paul Levesque, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, is not creative enough to lead this ship, to lead the head creative role, to put on good storylines. He's not. And we still trust him to where, turning Cody Rhodes heel is going to do the trick. In what fucking world? Maybe without a world with Triple H, Paul Levesque in it, maybe. But like, what the fuck, man? We don't think, dude. Critical Brian, you said it weeks ago, critical fucking thinking. There's none of that.
I gotta thank 13 years of healthcare for that, man. That's why. That's why. Because goddamn, man.
Man. Exactly. Just think,
people.
Fucking think, man. Honestly, because unless you don't bring valid information, bro, you're not part of the solution. You're just part of the fucking problem, along with what WWE is doing, and that's just it. So, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was another episode number 10, season number 9 of the Ruthless Talk podcast. This was definitely very, very amplified, but wouldn't want it any other way, of course.
Man.
But
Friday, it's getting close to Halloween.
Spooky
like I said,
season,
for me,
man.
That whole, it's getting close to Sagittarius. That shit's real, man.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So make sure you guys stay tuned again for more content to come. We do have a lot of special guests that will be joining us in the near future. I also am going to be doing a lot of collaborations with some old as well as with some new faces. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that as well. Again, stay tuned for the Sports Corner, which we will be recording very, very shortly. By the time you guys watch this, it'll already be up and published, I'm sure. So stay tuned for that. And you guys see the banner down below. Make sure you guys check us out on Instagram and on TikTok. That is Ruthless_Talk. We've gotten a lot of new followers over the past several days, the past several weeks. I want to thank everybody on Instagram too. We're getting close to that 1,600 milestone on Instagram. Right. So thank you guys so much for checking us out again on both platforms. Freaking TikTok, we're well over 3,300 followers on our TikTok platform. So thank you guys so much for that.
I haven't joined that crowd yet, man. I'm still I'm the old head in this whole dynamic here, man. That's a little bit too much for my bandwidth.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot to take in. Especially when you dive head first, it's definitely a lot to take in. But but for those people,
shout out to y'all. Love y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for checking out, of course, all of our content on both platforms as well as on YouTube. I believe we are now 3 followers away from hitting 500 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So we're right there. We're right on the cusp of it. So everybody that has subscribed, we thank you guys so much. Again, stay notified. We got every single episode for you guys every single Friday, as well, of course, a bunch of content throughout the week on our social medias. Again, I'm going to be doing some collaborations coming up for spooky season, as fall season is upon us. The holidays are going to be here before we know it. Again, stay tuned for our Sports Corner episode very shortly, or by the time you watch this, it'll already be out. And so much more content to come. We got Saturday night's main events coming up, so I will do a review show on that at some point for next week. And so much content to cover, but stay tuned for next Friday for episode number 11. Brian, final thoughts before we end the show?
I'll just close with, again, shout out to all the, subscribers on, whatever platform, man. And the way I look at things, James, you and I are baseball guys, would you say 3 away from 500?
Yes.
500, those are Hall of Fame numbers to me, man. 500, that's a big,
It's a big number, man. Absolutely.
But seriously, I know it, that's, I'm joking there, but seriously, thank you to anybody that comes across this and listens to our bullshit, because, hey, we're keeping it real, man, and we are gonna, I say what I say, and this is why I said it,
you take it or leave
it. Take it with a grain of salt, take it for what you will, whatever, but shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you guys so much, and again, stay tuned for much more content to come, and for our next episode, which is, again, every single Friday. Episode number 11 is next week, so stay tuned for that to come. That is going to do it for today's episode, everybody. My name is James Porcelli.
I'm Brian Thomas.
Until next time, there will be a next time. Your boys are signing off saying salute.
Peace out.
And take care, everybody. Top guys, we are out.
Out.